a couple of people doing that chorus as a backing vocal. That's nice, that's a little bit entry.
I tried to relax. I was so tired and I couldn't.
Hey Marianne.
Hey?
How are you, darling?
I don't know how I am really. Oh, see fairy queen. Exist. Country. I don't know. Yeah, a bit.
You should take me out. Do you want me in or out?
I don't know.
Take me out.
And I'm known by many different names. My good friend Will calls me Puck and Robin Goodfellow. And I follow the gypsy fairy queen. And I follow the gypsy fairy queen. She walks the length and breadth of England, singing a song.
That's the right lyric, isn't it? Here?
Yeah.
The Twilight.
It's much nicer, Twilight.
Well, it's a great line.
I like it.
Exist in the twilight in between.
Yeah.
Can't
we know
buy
it
that
well.
shit. Yeah, we do.
Okay. So we just drop in for this chorus,
Yeah.
okay? Here we go.
Well, there's a kind of ability that you personally that you have when you sing, where there seems to be a whole lot more going on underneath the line than when most singers sing. You hear a line, it's not about just the words. There's a whole history that exists within your voice.
Well, there should be.
You know, that is there, and it's quite extraordinary to hear it in such a completely naked kind of way, with just a few instruments and no real attempts to adorn it or anything like that. So it's really quite that sense of history and a life lived and all of that sort of stuff.
It's all very important
it's
to me, and obviously very important to the people I work with, and they're very important too.
Well, you can see it on their faces, when you're singing.
Can you?
Yeah, I mean, everyone's, time sort of stands still for everybody when you're doing those vocals. So it's a great privilege to be in.
And I've got wonderful dirty stories too.
Well, we can talk about your dirty stories.
No, I don't think so.
This is probably G-rated EPK.
She bears a blackthorn staff to help her in her walking. I listen to her sing, but I never hear her talking anymore. Though once we did, though once we did. I follow my gypsy fairy queen. Exist. queen.
Wicked. Good.
Good?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank God for that. Phew.
So don't forget that last bit.
I
So we missed the previous line, so we'll get
Yeah.
that again. That's all right.
What a fool I am.
Gorgeous one.
But you when we were talking before, you were painting a darker picture of the 60s.
Well, that's been my experience. You know, I think a lot of people had a wonderful time in the 60s. I kind of fell into the wrong life, darling, really,
So,
by mistake.
so how old were you?
I was 17 when I was discovered by Andrew Oldham. And I was happily writing to universities and making my little plans of what I wanted my life to be like. And it was not that.
It wasn't, okay, so, and so you recorded, what did you do
Well,
initially?
Andrew Oldham saw me at this party, and he didn't do it because he thought I could sing or because of any musical thing. Although, as it happened, I am very musical,
Yeah.
and I did sing, and I love, that's the bit I love. But because I was very pretty, that's what he saw,
I see.
and he thought I had a commercial face. He said
You do?
didn't understand what that meant, but anyway. And suddenly my whole life sort of just did a somersault, and instead of going to Cambridge or Oxford or, you know, I had plans. I was in Olympic Studios with Mick and Keith singing As Tears Go By. And now I'm very glad I did that, but for years I was
Really, at the time you felt you were going down the wrong path?
Mm-mm.
Really, so you felt slightly out of control
Slightly.
with things?
Yeah, I mean, I was fulfilling other people's fantasies, not mine.
Really? But ultimately you ended up doing something that you loved?
Well, ultimately I realised that I had to sort of take it on the chin or just go, you know.
Just leave the whole thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I either had to take it or forget it. What did I want to do? But if I didn't make an actual commitment, it was going to be terrible for me. So I did make a commitment.
And so how old were you when you decided you
I would really
would give
do
up
it.
the dreams you were going to
I
have?
was somewhere in my 30s, I think, somewhere before Broken English, maybe.
And then with Broken English?
Or maybe after Broken English, I can't quite remember.
That seems a defining...
Yeah, it was a very important moment for me.
Yeah, amazing.
And then Strange Weather too. I'm sorry, Nick, darling, it's just that this man he does it on stage.
It's not only that, he has some vague sense of timing, which I...
So,
Very vague.
I'm just like, here comes, that word is coming now.
There. Now,
Okay,
it's,
well, he is a drummer.
Yeah, he's a drummer.
it doesn't follow that
An
actually.
unfair advantage.
No.
Yeah, that should be a disadvantage actually. That's the.
Oh,
Hands
who you calling an old bag?
No,
You
we'll bring
old
your
bag.
gold bag, I said. Your gold chain
You
bag.
were
I like
calling
that
me
sort
an old bag.
of bling
Yeah.
bag.
You horrible little
I know, all right.
bastard.
God, what a bully.
I'm just going to stand over here and keep my
Cheeky.
fat mouth shut.
Do you want me to hit him with your stick?
Yeah,
All right.
although I might give myself that pleasure.
Oh yeah, do it now.
Yeah, really.
That's it, whack him in the shins.
I can't, I love him.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, blackmail. Oh, you know.
That kind of behaviour.
Well, when I was in the racketeering business,
Oh, were you?
well, you know, when I used to run an illegal casino.
Ed,
All right, sorry.
liar.
I've never blackmailed anyone in my life.
You never what?
I've never blackmailed.
Well, of course you haven't. We will form a circle, hold our hands, enchant. Let the great one know what it is we want. danger is great joy. Dark is bright as fire. Happy is our family. Lonely is our warmth. That sounds lovely.
What is it?
Hold on.
Great, Nick.
Yeah, is that on? Like double it?
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Yeah? There seems to be within the record a real sense of loneliness,
Yeah,
isolation.
it's one of the subjects of the record, but I do not really approve of it, and I do not seek isolation.
You see it as self-indulgent or
Dangerous.
dangerous?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need each other.
Yeah.
We really do.
I totally agree.
Oh, good.
No, I totally agree. There's too much going on in our brains that are giving way too much bad messages
Yeah.
to be on our own too much.
You could start really going crazy.
Yeah. And the song, the cover version you did.
But the loneliest person in the world.
That's a. What band
Well,
is
it's
that?
a love song, actually. It was originally written and recorded by the Pretty Things, as in Twink and all that lot.
Right. It's very raw.
Yeah,
Song,
yeah.
The way you've done it. In fact, the whole record is extremely to the bone.
You know, my producer, I believe you know him,
I do know him.
Warren Ellis.
Yes.
Is rather like that. It's
Right.
quite frightening, actually. It's like sort of working with Warren Ellis is a bit like jumping into outer space. What?
He lives out there somewhere, Warren.
He does, doesn't he? You might be the loneliest person in the world. You'll never be as lonely as me. You might be the loneliest person in the world, but you'll never be as lonely as me.
I've come in at the 11th hour and I've just heard
Very
it.
nice to have you there.
It's lovely
If I
to
may
be,
say
totally
so.
lovely to be here.
Very kind of you to come.
No, well, I wouldn't miss it for the world actually, but I'm really, the sound is very, very kind of confident in a very delicate and beautiful way. The songs are incredibly raw and to the bone, and defiant. There's something really defiant about the
Yes.
songs. I mean, it's very difficult not to be moved by these songs. I mean, seriously.
Well, I'm very glad to hear that.
And it's not what you expect coming from later records from people. It's a different sound than we hear these days. You know?
Yeah, I haven't heard songs and sounds like this for quite a long time, if ever.
No.
I mean, you do some very interesting stuff too, man.
Well, I work with great people, and that's
Yeah,
sort of really
I know
part of
you
what
do,
it's about. So it's a kind of
I think that's crucial.
it's marshalling the right people around
Yeah.
you, and if you've got that,
You'll be all right.
yeah, you don't have to kind of worry so much about that aspect of it, and you can
I
concentrate
have
on
to
it.
do. I am such a warrior, man. You
No, I
would
know.
not believe.
No, I know.
Terrible, and I have to do everything I can not to worry. You know.
Well, the great pleasure for me here is it's not my record.
Yeah, I
It's
know
not
you
my
like
record.
that, do you?
So I can just sort of sit and I don't have any
You
responsibility
play
for
and you
playing.
have no responsibility. Yeah.
Yeah, and listen to things in a just as from an objective point of view.
Yeah.
I mean, I totally, absolutely adore you, but also I can listen to the stuff objectively,
Yeah.
and it is incredibly powerful. I mean,
Good.
it is.
Thank you very much, Nick.
It could be really good because some of it.
Yeah, I think so. You can play them. Gonna play them.
Yeah. You know, I hope we got the chords right on that one.
Yeah, I think. So, can we also play the song so we can just sort of
Yeah,
play
sure.
along to the song kind of thing? 'Cause I'm not really sure.
It's a beautiful song, that.
Was it all right?
Awesome.
Oh, good.
Really getting those notes, that's really great.
I know, I'm quite surprised.
It's great, and it's really full of energy and attitude.
Good.